Look for the next big idea. That's the word coming not from a tech expert, not from a venture capitalist, not from an angel investor, but from Bollywood filmmaker Kabir Khan on how startups can tap into the industry. In an exclusive conversation with ET Now's Ajay Sharma, Khan also said that it was the one great idea that was going to be the money spinner when it comes to movies and not the person backing it. Take a look.
There is a lot of opportunity for startups in Bollywood, and we are seeing many films being done by small outfits that are starting out with one film. But as I said, there's no real model for success over there. It ultimately depends on the content of the film. So a startup could make a film that becomes hugely successful, but it's not necessary because they're a startup, the audience is going to give them any sort of extra benefit. They're going to watch a film, whether it's by a startup or whether it's by a studio. Ultimately, they want to be entertained, and if they are entertained, they'll support that film.
But entrepreneurs who want to really come into the Bollywood space, set up their own firms, what are the challenges you think exist for these kind of entrepreneurs? How is the funding situation looking like?
Well, I mean, most of the funding now is coming from the studios. So a lot of the filmmakers, once they have an idea in place, once the team is in place, they get funded by the studios, because the studios also take it forward into the distribution territories, right? So that in that sense, that helps filmmakers because they don't have to look after distribution themselves. But having said that, there are lots of opportunities where private funding is taking place. I think a lot of people are now understanding the business of Bollywood. They understand how it's not just the production aspect of a film. There's a certain amount of money that has to be spent on the distribution, on the publicity and the marketing of a film. And we have seen enough examples of small films becoming runaway successes. So I think that in some way emboldens producers to put their money in these ventures. And I hope that happens, because we definitely should not get comfortable with a studio system where every funding is coming from studio. I think there's definitely great opportunity out there, and entrepreneurs should look out for the next big idea and the next sort of big director and filmmaker.
Just one last word. So how does the landscape look like for these new entrepreneurs? Which are the niches which need to be exploited more, where money doesn't become an issue?
I mean, this is my personal opinion. My personal opinion is that if you're coming in with a small budget film, don't try and emulate and try to make what a big commercial potboiler does with a big star. Because if they want to watch that, I think they prefer to go and watch a big star. I think with newcomers, with new actors, with new directors, the audience wants to see new content. It needs to see different storytelling. So that's my only advice to people who are coming in, and starting out on their own. That don't make a small budget sort of a version of a big potboiler. I think concentrate on your script, concentrate on the content of the film, and as we've seen, those films are doing really well.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.